Well, good evening, everyone, and I want to call the meeting of the Community Schools Advisory Board to order. It is September the 14th at 7 o'clock. And before we begin with the agenda, I have to read what the governor wants us to read for all of our Zoom meetings. And this is an updated version. I'm not going to read you his emergency executive order in its entirety because it's about 4 or 5 pages long. I'm going to give you the crib notes on it. And it just basically goes into what we can and what we cannot do. But we have to do this for every public meeting. So let me read this off to you and then we can get started. Updated guidance on holding meetings during the COVID-19 state of emergency. To assist public bodies in complying with the open meeting law as modified by the governor's executive order, the Division of Open Meeting Government offers the following guidance. On March 12, 2020, Governor Baker issued an executive order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law to enable public bodies to carry out their responsibilities while adhering to public health and recommendations regarding social distancing. First, the executive order relieves public bodies from the requirement in the open meeting law that meetings be conducted in a public place that is open and physically accessible to the public, provided that the public body instead provides adequate alternative means of public access to deliberations of the public body. Adequate alternative may include, without limitation, providing public access through telephone, internet, or satellite-enabled audio or video, conferencing, or any other technology that enables the public to clearly follow the proceedings of the public body. Hence, we're on BCA. Second, the executive order authorizes all members of a public body to participate in a meeting remotely, and the open meeting law's requirement that a quorum of the body and the chair be physically present at the meeting location is suspended. All other provisions of the open meeting law and regulations, such as requirements regarding posting, notice of meetings, and creating and maintaining accurate meeting minutes, as well as the limited enumerated purposes of the meeting for a meeting held in executive session to remain in effect. So we have abided by the wishes of the governor and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the city of Brockton and Mayor Sullivan. So having done that, why don't we call the roll? Do we call the roll? Nancy, is that you? Or do we not do that? We don't have to do that. Is that right, Nancy?
You're on. Sorry, I had muted myself. Sorry. Okay. I thought you had done it the last time. Well, I'm not sure I have the list in front of me.
Yeah, I don't have the list in front of me. So what we can do is just copy everybody's name down. We can suspend that because we also we can suspend the quorum as well. So we can come up with that later.
Yeah, I can get it later.
Okay, so let's move to the second item on the agenda and review and approval of the last meeting's minutes. I hope everybody has had the opportunity to go over them. They're quite extensive. And Nancy, you did a fabulous job putting that together, by the way.
Oh, you did.
Thank you, Nancy.
No, thank you.
So does anybody have any questions about the minutes? Any mistakes that anybody may have seen or would like to add to the minutes? Okay, if not, then I will ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Who's that? Is that
Beth.
Beth? Beth,
Mhm.
and can I have a second?
Steve Kent seconds.
Steve Kent is second. Nancy, do you
you.
have that? I want to
All
make
set.
sure you get everybody's name, okay?
Thanks. Yep, I'm great. Thanks.
Okay, all in favor, just raise your hand. All in favor? Okay, opposed? Thank you. All right. So, well, let's move on to the third item on the agenda, which is summer 2020. And Soraya, it is your time to shine.
Thank you. Thank you,
welcome.
everyone, for being here this evening. We really appreciate you taking the time off your busy schedule, crazy busy schedule, I should say, to be here 2 days before the start of school. So we cannot thank you enough for this. We'll try to be as brief as we can so that we can finish the meeting on time. We have a lot to talk about. We always have a lot to talk about. But thank you for being here. Now, we were busy this summer. Even though everything was virtual, the office was busy. The last time we met, we explained to you what we were working on, our plans for the summer. And now we're going to tell you what we worked on. And it was a wonderful summer. Even though our plans were changed 2 weeks before the start of the summer program, we were thinking that we would go hybrid. All of a sudden, we got guidelines from DESE saying that it had to be virtual. So we had to change everything. But we have good news for you. And Beth Keen is here. She is the coordinator of the 21st Century, and she will be giving you a brief overview of the Power Scholars program. And after she speaks, I will show you a video of what happened during that program. So Beth, thank you for
Hi,
being
everyone.
here with
Thank
us.
you for coming, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about the Power Scholars summer program. In partnership with the YMCA, we proudly offered Power Scholars this summer with the curriculum provided and paid for through a grant from the Y. We extended Power Scholars to include grades 6, 7, and 8 this year. So we offered it in grades 2 through 8 this summer because the engineering program that was typically offered for the middle school was a very hands-on experimental procedures with requiring adult supervision. We were able to coordinate with the Y to obtain middle school curriculum materials, and we had over 235 families interested in participation for their youngsters, and 216 registered this summer. So we were really proud of that. Our final enrollment numbers were some of the highest in the state, with 166 students reporting regularly, thanks to the outreach that Dr. DeBarros was able to secure through her ties to various other offices in the city. I would like to stress that this form of outreach, where parents were called on the phone and offered assistance to register over the phone and assistance in multiple languages, was very successful in terms of advertising the programs and securing participants. I've worked in summer programs for over 20 years, and I think that this was one of the most trafficked summer program when you consider the challenges that we were facing as a district. Students pre and post tested via the STAR Math and STAR Reading exam online. The Y provided the curriculum, which consisted of ELA and math skill workbooks, as well as novels for reading, materials, laptops, weekly snacks for a daily snack break, and prizes for participation and effort were distributed at the Arnone School via a grab and go every Friday from 1 to 3 throughout the program. Teachers instructed remotely each morning, followed by the Y enrichment activities in art, character development, and SEL, operating on a rotating schedule each day for the Y programming. Students received daily remote instruction in math and language arts that was rigorous, challenging, and fun at the same time. The staff we were very lucky. They were creative, energetic, and flexible, which contributed to a very successful program. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I'll wrap it up with a video that Soraya has of our final drive-through awards day, where we raffled off 3 bicycles secured by the Y to 3 students who had admirable attendance. We did 2 for the elementary school and 1 for the middle school. Each student on that day received a certificate of completion, a backpack from UMass Nutrition's program, a commemorative t-shirt, and a variety of individual prizes that they had earned in their respective classes. And I think this video will show just how memorable the program was for these youngsters. And I'd like to say on on a personal level, it was a pleasurable learning experience that we all had the good fortune to experience.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen and show you what Beth is talking about. Enjoy.
Program in connection with the Brockton Public Schools. Every year, we've done it for, I think this is our 7th or 8th year doing it. Normally, in a non-COVID world, what we do is we meet at a school and kids come, and Brockton Public School teachers teach them math and ELA through our Bell Excel program that we get the curriculum and we get everything and we provide it for them. And then halfway through the day, the Brockton school teachers get to leave and the YMCA enrichment leaders then help the kids have lunch and recess and then do social emotional learning and character development programs in the afternoon and have a lot of fun with the kids.
And here we are today, we're celebrating Power Scholars program, which is a program this year for grades 2 through 8. Students entering grades 2 through 8. So this is the first time that we have middle school students doing Power Scholars, and we did this work in conjunction with the YMCA and the Bell Excel program that they use, the curriculum. So for this program, we had 2 supervisors, one for elementary and one for middle school, and we had teachers for both grade levels. And I have to say that this was a program that we were able to put together in less than a month, because at first we were waiting for DESE guidelines on how to go back. And when we finally heard that we were supposed to go virtual, we had to make this program, which has been existing for a long time, we had to make it virtual. And for the first time, we were able to pull it off. Hi, Miss Andrade, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing really great. Thank you, Soraya, for having us today.
You're welcome. Now tell me, why are you doing really great today? Why is today a special occasion?
So, we're in challenging times, but we work together, pulled together a remote learning program very quickly, very out of the blue, and it's been very successful. We had great attendance, great engagement with the kids, hired a fantastic staff of teachers, support people, along with the YMCA and their enrichment leaders. We couldn't be happier with the outcomes.
You are exactly right. Now tell us, because you have been the supervisor for this program for a long time, the instructional coach, tell us a little bit about the program. Because we want to do this again next year, so we want parents to know exactly what to expect.
Okay, so Power Scholars runs generally for July and August. We tend to be 5 to 6 weeks long, and we invite students from all the elementary schools and now from the middle schools in Brockton also. The program has an academic block for about 2 hours, and it also includes an enrichment block in the afternoon, and the kids get a kind of a holistic, well-rounded education in the summer program. It keeps them busy. It actually does and help their reading and math scores for the coming school year. And generally, our kids have a great time. It's just a lot of fun to be a Power Scholar.
Excellent. And what is it that you have for parents for next year? Like the parents that are watching us right now that would like to enroll their students next year, what is it that you would like to tell them?
Okay, parents, so keep your eyes open. Generally, around April, we send out invitations for Power Scholars Academy. We were very successful this year doing it online, so we hope to continue that bend. And sign up as quickly as possible. The slots fill up quickly, and then we don't want your child to lose out on a wonderful opportunity. And we welcome back all our previous Power Scholars to join us again next summer.
Awesome. We thank you, Ms. Andrade, for all the years that you have put in this work. And we know that you do it with all your whole heart. So thank you very much, and we wish you the best of luck. Now, enjoy your well-deserved vacation.
Thank you so much, Soraya.
This year, every year the kids get t-shirts, so the kids are getting their free t-shirt, their Power Scholars t-shirt. And we got 3 bikes that we're able to give away for perfect attendance. The kids were entered into a raffle. We had tons of kids get perfect attendance this year, so over 50. We had 165 kids in the program consistently, and we had, I think it was at least over 50% retention rate. So we had a really, really good retention rate, and tons of kids had perfect attendance. We have prizes. We have UMass Nutrition has also provided bags with backpacks and water bottles.
Right, so here we have Samantha and Caesar and Mom, and both of them were part of the program, the Power Scholars program. So I'll start with Caesar. Caesar, how did you like the program?
I liked it a lot. It was fun. It was kind of hard waking up sometimes, but it was fun for the most part.
So Samantha, hi. How did you like the program?
It was good.
It was good? Who was your teacher?
Miss Quinn.
And Mom, how was it for you?
It was good. It was nice to have something for them to do, especially amidst everything going on with the COVID. It was nice to have. It was a nice program, very different from what school was, because it was smaller classroom sizes. So I think they got a lot more out of it. I hope that they would incorporate some of that when they go back to school. If they do the virtual stuff, that they need to really break up the classroom sizes so that the kids can really get something from it. Because what we did in the last few months wasn't really helpful for them. But this definitely brought a lot more value to their learning capabilities. It was great.
So it was a good experience all in all?
Yeah, absolutely, and I would hope that we can do it again next year.
Awesome. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. Enjoy. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. We did have a wonderful summer program. Just by watching this, I'm like, oh, I wish we could go back a little bit and have some more fun. This was very good. I thank everyone who worked very hard. The teachers were phenomenal. The parents helped us out. We had different staff, like Beth mentioned, people from the bilingual department helping us. The Y was excellent. Tobias Cowens and the technology department with giving the kids laptops. All in all, it was a great program. We didn't work in silos. We had all different departments working together. So you can see I have a huge smile, which I didn't have when we last met because I didn't know what was going to happen. So it happened. It was great. We had fun. And yes, Mr. Branco, we did have a DJ. Who was there?
Steve.
Steve Forts.
Of course.
Steve Forts. Okay.
Good.
Any questions, comments? Anybody?
I'd like to make a comment if I could, Soraya. I think what I've just witnessed and what everybody else here has witnessed, and I really don't want to speak for anybody else, but I really think you and your whole group have epitomized what the meaning of community really is. Hence community schools. It's as simple as that. And in the face of COVID-19 and in the face of all the obstacles that are put into place, and I remember saying this as I was leaving the school committee for the last time, I said that the people that work in the Brockton Public Schools are the best, not only in the state, but I think the best nationwide. And what I saw tonight proves it. It is just absolutely an amazing group of people. And I think you really need to be proud of it. And you went across, you included a whole group of people within the Brockton School District, which again, means community.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody who worked it.
I agree with you, Richard. I see things moving in the right direction. I really do. Ever since Soraya come on board, because we've had several years of one person after director after director after director. I think we're pretty much on the right track to go where we want to go. Yeah.
I agree with you, Paul. You can't argue with passion.
That's true.
Thank
That's
you.
for sure.
I
Because that's what
appreciate the
Soraya
words.
brings to the table. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, sorry. I appreciate your words, but I have to tell you, I have a wonderful team.
Oh, I know.
I have everyone from the office work together. Michelle Bolton has been fabulous working with us. When I say everyone from the office, I should mention names because they are just fabulous. Nancy Fama, Kelly O'Connell, Marie Cribben, Patty Lenderholm, Melissa Campbell, Shepherd. Melissa, I just changed your name, sorry. Melissa Shepherd, Matt Campbell, Beth Keene, everyone who has helped us, the bilingual office, like I said, technology department, food services. Beth mentioned that we had snacks for students. Now imagine this, we have a virtual summer program that gives out snacks and backpacks. So we had every Friday, we had a distribution center set at the Arnone School for parents to go. And we didn't ask who belonged or who was attending the program. Everyone who passed by took a little bag of snacks that was supposed to last for the whole week. Did it last? We don't know. But it didn't last. When I got one, when I was there, it lasted a few hours. But, you know, but it was done with such a grateful heart. Everyone was there to help. Mr. Forts came, he put the music on. The people from the YMCA were just there helping out and doing everything they could. So like I said, I keep saying the same thing. All in all, it was a great experience and experiment because it was our first time doing it. So
Correct.
going forward, we have many other ideas. If we go full in person next year, we can always do a hybrid, or we can do some virtual as well. So now we have experience to make options and to make choices in the future. So we're happy where we are.
Thank you. Thank you for the great job you've done.
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Moving forward, and I will not take long. 3B, it's the Y leaders. That's also in conjunction with the YMCA. We had 28 students who enrolled in that program, and that's the summer leaders for the Y. So those are students, those are rising ninth graders, students that we see that are falling behind a little bit, but that can improve and get some help from working in this program. So they did have a week of training through the Y, and then they worked, they volunteered their services. They also had, they went to the camp. So they had fun this summer. So according to the Y, it was a very successful program as well. And we also ran 2 summer academic sessions, one for the high school, which has been in existence for a long time. And in that program, we had 322 students enrolled.
Wow.
Usually in the past, students paid for those courses. This year, because everything was virtual, we didn't charge anyone. And because of COVID, we thought that it would be unfair to charge students. So everyone took all the courses for free. And we had about 106 courses that people took. So that's a lot of courses. So the high school group, Lauren Baker, Tracy Chula Montero, and oh goodness, I can't remember her name. The person who did Edgenuity, the name will come back. They were simply fabulous. They did an amazing job. And for the first time this year, we did the middle school academic session as well. And that was done by Michelle Connors and by Bonnie Brady. And in that program, we had 94 students. We had 90 students from Brockton, and we had 4 that are attending Trinity. And we worked with Trinity so that their students could finish the school year and take the courses that they needed in order to be promoted to the high school. So again, we're working with our students in Brockton, but we're also working with other districts. Many classes were offered. Students did well. Dr. Connors and Miss Brady, they did an amazing job. So we only have good news to share with you when it comes to the summer. So in summary, we had 609 students registered for the summer program. So the whole month of July was very busy, and we were able to do exactly what we wanted to do, given the circumstances. Do we miss running all the other programs? Yes, we do. And you know, because we talked about this before, However, we were able to pull it off with the little time that we had, and with the circumstances that we're living, we were able to offer things to families and academic programs as well to students that needed them. So that was our summer, Mr. Bath.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Julianne? Not Julianne, sorry. Any questions
Soraya.
for Soraya? Okay, so being done, let's move on to Jim McSherry. Jim?
Hey, everyone. Thank you for having me again. Actually, in your wonderful group of people, I have a new history colleague. Shout out to Matt, who's up to the high school now with us. I have a lot to learn from you, Matt, right? Maybe he's not there.
He's on mute.
Oh, well. Thanks again for having me. It was a real challenge this summer, but with Soraya's help and our team, we just did a great job. We kept to the R&B standards. We began on July 7th. There was a lot of unknowns. Frankly, we were pretty nervous, especially with respect to knowing we'd be in fairly close proximity with the kids in the cars. But I'm really proud to say that we put together a real rigid group of safety protocols, including plenty of PPE for both all of the instructors and the kids. And I think it's fair to say, Soraya, that it went flawlessly, and we couldn't have been more happy and relieved at the same time. It was one of those happy and relieved kind of things that things went so well. Well, what we did is we decided to try out a new classroom agenda where we had two kind of modified speed weeks. And it was actually Soraya's suggestion. And in the end, it worked out tremendously, and we're going to do it in the future, where we had 2 classes per day. There were 15 total. So 2 classes per day. And then the very last class was held by itself because that culminates with an exam. The other great thing about this format is we had more kids passing percentage-wise than we did conventionally in past summers. So I thought that was yet another bit of success as well. I was really proud about how well received the program was by the parents, because we also had not only the in-person classes with students, strong safety protocols, plenty of PPE, socially distanced in A225, one of the study halls that we use. The kids were tremendous. A shout out to the kids, because it wouldn't have gone so well without their cooperation and their maturity. And certainly we expect that given their age and given the fact that they're doing something very serious with the driver's ed, of course. And they really did shine, no question about that. Let's see. The other thing we felt good about, I had talked to Dr. Murray a number of times, was that it was kind of a micro model as to how to coordinate PPE for everyone, ensure that they're wearing at all times, have extra masks just in case it was needed, the social distancing, entering the building spaced properly and exiting. And even something as simple that you don't think about as a kind of a bathroom break, to make sure. And we had to think a lot of these things on the fly, And so I'd like to put a shout out there to the college students who helped us. Without their help, it wouldn't have gone as well either, especially when it came to filing in and out of the building and those bathroom breaks that I talked about as well. Let's see. I'm really excited about the new marketing effort that Soraya and myself and Michelle Bolton are putting together. Everyone soon can be seeing our weatherproof signs that will be on both entrances and over by the auto shop, promoting distracted driving and not texting and driving. So that's really our important message. We had thought about different ways of promoting that, and we decided that we wanted to try something more informational, educational, bring awareness, and hopefully generate, a message that really resonates well with the people in Brockton, especially our kids and their parents. The parent class, again, I talked about, it went so well. The parents were great as well. Had a lot of good questions. They were really happy with the safety protocols we put in place. One of the things we made sure of was that when parents came to the school to drop off their kids, we made sure that we sanitized the cars in between each student. And that was, I think, very important for the parents to see, because it supported what we told them we would be doing. And it was an opportunity where with regular school, a parent wouldn't really see what's going on. But this way here, they were able to do that. So it worked out really well. I think that is pretty much an overview of everything. Happy to take any questions you might have.
I have a comment.
Sure.
Mr. McSherry sounds so calm, and he's very calm, and I have to bring that up due to his efforts and the effort of all the instructors and Eric Brunel, the other supervisor, and Mr. Branco, who's here and who's also very happy to help at any time, at all times. The program went very well. It was the only program, in-person program this summer. And of course, like he said, we were all afraid of something going bad, something going wrong. A lot of preparation was done. So I want to thank them for all the work they did in putting this together and being extremely careful with everything, with scheduling, with contacting parents, with running the classes. And like he said, they had a good turnout. So kudos to all of you. We're happy that you make part of this team. And we're in this together.
Yeah, we are. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Jim, why don't you get busy? God. Hey, goodness gracious. That's a great program, my friend.
Thank you very much. Another wonderful thing we tried out was 1 hour drives instead of the 2 hour drives. And in the end, we weren't sure, but what it turned out to be, and we have to think of this like a business, and you want to make your customer happy, both the kids and the parents. And so we found by having 1 hour drives, we were able to accommodate so many more kids, which means we're accommodating so many more families. And we found that that was another nice little addition to everything else we were trying to do. And so we're just really happy, and we're continuing with a lot of these safety protocols, if not actually all of them. We have a new challenge now where not only during the day do we have the virtual learning, but we are putting together at a feverish pace new lesson plans that will be virtual. Paul, thank goodness, is putting the whole thing together for us because he's retired and has so much time to do it. He's so technologically savvy that I'm just sitting back and like he'll just hand it to me. Paul, when did you say tomorrow at 9 o'clock? I think.
No, yesterday at 9 o'clock. Just like Joe Page. Everything that he asked for is got to be done yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our new challenge,
right.
But we're ready for it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for James or Paul? Okay, there being none, why don't we move on to
Thank you, Jim.
20th Century Community Learning Centers. Beth?
Hi, everyone. Again.
Hi again.
Just a few more quick items. We're very happy to report that the last time that we met, we had submitted the Brookfield grant on behalf of the Brookfield School, and I'm happy to report that we were received that grant, and it was approved for $137,500 for another 3-year cycle for the Brookfield School. So we're very happy about that. And then we will continue to have 21st century programming at 5 sites this year. That will be the Baker, the Brookfield, the Downey, East, and South. And in accordance with the district model and in keeping with state expectations, we will begin remote programming at these sites for school year 2021 in mid to late October. We've already prepared the job ads and we'll be sending them out shortly. We've reached out to the site supervisors for ideas relative to remote programming, and some of the programs that we're considering right now: homework help, yoga and mindfulness, fitness, art, scrapbooking with an online program, virtual escape rooms, story hour, book club, coding, poetry slam, and a comic book creation that is in conjunction with an app are just some of the ideas that we've had for programming so far. We also applied for and received a DESE school vacation learning grant in the amount of $12,000 for a school vacation STEM science camp, which will service 40 to 50 fifth graders over February and April school vacations. The camps will run for 4 days over each of these school vacation weeks. The themes for discovery and exploration will be in February. It's going to be a program on space. And in April, the theme is the impact that humans have on the earth. The grant allows us to reignite a partnership with the seedseducation.net, which is a nationally recognized educational organization that focuses on science and engineering education. Dr. Elizabeth Bless and Dr. Sandra Pearl will be coming back to work with 2 classes of students over each vacation period. These ladies are vetted and they come highly recommended, both from the Kennedy School and from Heather Ronan, who has had them working in various elementary schools throughout the district in the past. So we're very excited about these programs for our district 5th graders to prepare them for a rigorous middle school science program. Are there any questions that I can answer?
Maybe I should get, Beth, maybe I should get you to work with the state legislature so we could get our $21 million for the Student Opportunity Act. Because you seem to be finding the money where they can't.
I'm still a little green, but I'm willing to try.
Well, you know, hold on to that pen because we may need you. Anyway,
Richard,
thank you so much. Yeah?
I love your new tattoo.
My new tattoo. What's my
The
new
one across
tattoo?
your forehead that says money signs, always asking for money.
Well, somebody has to, Paul.
Good job.
Somebody has to. We need a lot of money. You know, we've been underfunded for the last 7 years. And I don't even want to give you the whole total of the underfunding that let me put it this way, $48 million a year for the last 7 years. That was the amount that the Brockton Public Schools was underfunded.
340.
Yep. Thank you, Paul.
It's a lot of money.
Paul is a math savant. I knew that from years ago.
Oh, yes.
Does anybody have any questions for Beth? Okay, there being none, let's move on to Melissa Shepherd and Extended Day. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Just turn my mic
Hi.
back on. Welcome, everybody. I believe when we last met, we were, very certain that there would be some type of in-person learning, which I know changed in the beginning of August. So I did spend the summer prepping for the fall. So we're in a really good position, which I want to share with the committee. I, after Mike's advisement, I formed my own committee. So I had an extended day opening committee, and I chose one supervisor from each of my 11 sites to be on that committee with me. And I worked with them quite frequently over the summer, sometimes 1, 2, 3 times a week. And I had tasks for them to help me with. One of the things we did was we did a reopening template for EEC. So when we do open, EEC wants to see our plans for health and safety guidelines. So I split my team into 3 teams. I had a team of supervisors from small sites. It was Downey, Gilmore, and Davis. And then I had a team of, medium-sized extended day sites. And then I had a team of large extended day sites, my 3 largest, which are Baker, Arnone, and the George. So those 3 groups worked on that document, and then we came together and kind of combined it into one document. So it kind of just working it through it with my supervisors, we were able to pinpoint, what we would need to beef up, what we need to change, how we need to adapt, and how we need to adapt to this, the new COVID regulation. So we're ready that way. With that, we had a lot of discussions about PPE and what would be needed for site supervisors and for, staff in the program, and having extra stuff for the, supplies for the kids, like masks and hand sanitizer. So I did place an order with Ken Thompson in facilities for extended day. So I've got to circle back with him, but in the warehouse, it was all going to be shipped to the warehouse because he was able to get us the best pricing that he was using for the district. And so we ordered masks, face shields, hand sanitizer. We ordered, each site is going to have its own electrostatic sprayer, which will complement what the school already has. So we feel really good about that. We also ordered with, I talked to Soraya about it, and we owned 3 laptop carts that I had purchased with Margot last summer. We bought 3 laptop carts, which are now housed at the Arnone, the George, and the Downey. And so what Soraya and I did was we placed an order for an additional 8 tablet carts. So now every extended day site will have its own laptop cart of 30 laptops. And we did that to sort of, well, one for the kids, to help them with their homework and help them, you know, maybe do some other STEM activities. But we plan to, you know, have those tablets help us at 5:30 at night when we need to kind of combine the kids into like a large space and wait for those last few pickups so that the staff can be cleaning once we eventually get up and going, because we will have a pretty rigorous cleaning protocol to, you know, every day, an extended day. So that's what we worked on over the summer. I also then moved them to, once we sort of did like the PPE and the safety guidelines for EEC, we transitioned to some training on Easy Child Track, which is our management system. And we talked to our account rep on how we can have an electronic parent sign in and sign out. So we have a couple of options that we will discuss with Easy Child Track once we know where, you know, when the opening day will be. But we're probably going to be having parents sign in and out using their cell phones, like a QR code that can be scanned. So there's like a touchless, you know, sign in and sign out process for extended day. We also spoke with Easy Child Track about, you know, adding auto pay to our menu of payment options for parents, so that instead of coming into the site to pay every week, they could maybe set up you know, in their bank account to have the fees automatically withdrawn. So we're just trying to think of ways to reduce physical contact between parents and the supervisors. So, and then we moved on to curriculum. So the last task I had for my team was to work on socially distant curriculum for after school programming. So I broke them into 3 groups, and I let them choose what they wanted to work on: arts, STEM, and PE. And then they all went off, and we met back about a week later, and they had, you know, sort of searched the internet and different ideas for how to, you know, what activities we could do with kids for socially distant activities. So I have a nice template for each of those 3 categories of about 25 activities that they found, each group found. And so our next step will be, once we know when we're opening, we'll be able to work on ordering supplies for those activities, so that when we open, you know, the staff will have activities to do with the kids that are appropriate and safe. I did bring home a prop from the office. I wanted to show you all what Nancy and Kelly worked on this summer. These are individual pencil boxes that extended day will have when we open. And we were thoughtful about, so one of the things obviously with school and would be for extended day is to have kids have their own supplies so that they're not cross-contaminating. So we ordered the kids. So this would just be for extended day, and this will stay with, you know, we'll eventually label them with the children's names, but it's got glue sticks and crayons and pencils and eraser and scissors and just, you know, kind of an activity box, so that when we do a craft with the kids, they'll have their own stuff. They'll have their own supplies and won't have to mix. So we spent the summer, it was really busy because we worked at a really rigorous pace to get all of that done. And I was really proud of my team. They were, you know, they're very experienced. So in our discussions, they thought of things that I hadn't thought of. And we had a lot of just open dialogue about what their concerns were. So I felt like it was a very productive summer. One of the other things I worked on over the summer was I edited the handbook. The extended day handbook hadn't been revised in some time. So I spent some time this summer just kind of condensing some different topics and rearranging where things went. And then Michelle Bolton and both Michelle Bolton and Soraya edited what I had done and what I had modified. And so now I feel like we've got a really good cohesive handbook. And I just noticed last week that the guidance came out from the school district, not the guidance, but the updated policies on mask wearing and hand hygiene and some other, you know, protocols that have been approved by the school committee. So I'll be adding those into our handbook as well, the same language. So I really appreciated the collaboration. And I know Nancy is here tonight, but she's also working on getting that new handbook reformatted into, you know, 2021. So I appreciate all her hard work with that as well. And we are working on, I'm working with Microsoft Office, what we have is for the district on an electronic registration form for parents. So I'm also working on that, so that, because we'll probably definitely be having parents register online when we're finally ready to go. Oh, excuse me. And then 2 more things I want to tell the committee that I'm working on. Still continuing to work on those funded program requirements that I spoke about at the last meeting. You know, because Extended Day accepts subsidized childcare vouchers, we're called a funded program. And so we have to comply with the EEC requirements for funded programs. And so I'm currently meeting with Tobias Cowens every Tuesday, and we're visiting 2 Extended Day sites every Tuesday, and we're going over safety planning. So we're looking at exits, we're getting the school map from each administrative assistant, and we're labeling the exterior doors, and we're talking about, you know, where the kids could meet in an emergency, where the supervisors would want to have like a central location to meet somewhere on the grounds. And so I need to draft some safety plans. And so I'm going to be working closely with Tobias. You know, I'm going to draft the plans and then he'll review. So that's one of the things I'm working on. But I have to upload, you know, as I mentioned before, you know, medication policies, you know, different policies from the district. I have to upload the building permits. I know I mentioned that at the last meeting. So I'm just continuing to work on that. Just want to let the community know that. And the final thing that I've been working on is getting Project Grads off the ground, because don't forget, one of my responsibilities is overseeing Project Grads at Brockton High, which is the daycare for teen parents that the district has had for many years. So because we're all virtual, some of you might remember that we have a collaboration with the YMCA with Project Grad that started 2 years ago. So because Brockton High is closed right now to students, the YMCA on West Chestnut Street has agreed to provide childcare for all of the infants and toddlers that we have in the program, a few preschoolers. So while our Brockton High space is closed, all the children will transition over there. And so Mike approved transportation for the teen moms. So I'm working on that right now. First student will be picking the teen moms up with their children, transporting them to the West Chestnut Street YMCA for drop off. The parents will sign their children in, and then they'll take the bus back to their homes to do their remote learning. And then the bus will pick them up again in the afternoon, go over to West Chestnut to dismiss the kids and bring them back home. So the teen parents should be able to do their schoolwork without you know, providing daycare for their children at the same time. So just my final thing is to let you know that we have 10 Brockton High students enrolled in the program. Well, I think 2 of them are a champion. So we have 10 teens enrolled right now who are actively working on their diploma for the Brockton Public Schools. And we still have 8 postgrads involved in the program, because once the teen parents are enrolled, they can stay until they're 24. So the children can be in daycare until the teens are 24. And this collaboration with the YMCA has allowed us to let those toddlers and preschoolers really continue in daycare until the moms turn 24. So no mom has turned 24 yet, because we're only in the second year of this collaboration, but that's why we have postgrads that are in the program. So that's all. Sorry, that was a mouthful.
Yes, it was.
To be concise.
A lot. It's an
Is that
awesome
all
job.
you got, Melissa?
I know, right? That's it. And it was busy.
If that isn't enough. And don't listen to Branko.
I know. She told you we were busy. We really have been very busy.
It sounds pretty.
It does. I'm surprised you're still sane. My goodness. But
Thank you,
congratulations. That stuff is amazing. What you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
So-
you. She has, Mr. Bath, she has done a good job of putting it all together. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we're ready. Whenever the school system says that we can go back hybrid or full in person, we're ready to start extended day. And we want it to be ready. So we have all the supplies in stock. Everything is ready. As soon as we get the green light, we're in. Thank you, Melissa.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That is
Thanks,
awesome.
Melissa. Unbelievable. That's
Thank
really
you.
great. Okay, so number 7 on the list is new initiatives, and I take it, would that be you, Soraya?
Yes, very briefly. We were called into a meeting about 2 weeks ago by the superintendent, who asked community schools to be in charge of the Virtual Learning Academy, virtual school. And when I asked, what does in charge mean? He told me that it had to do with registration and enrollment and assignment. So I went back to my old life, being the director of the school registration office, and I was able to go back and to my old connections. And as a group, again, I keep saying the same thing, in collaboration with other departments, we were able to pull it off. We got a list of 2,255 students whose parents wanted them registered, and the superintendent wanted this work done in a week. I mean, 5 days, Monday through Friday. So as a group, we pulled it off and we were able to call all these parents. Up to today, we have not been able to get in contact with 79 out of all of those parents that I mentioned before. We have left several messages, but we were able to get in contact with everybody. And students are registered for the virtual school. Whenever the first quarter is over and the virtual school starts, we'll be ready to go. So I just wanted to inform you that's something that community schools has been doing. And again, great collaboration going there. The second thing is we were also invited by the superintendent to take part of the family support group, which is a group that meets every Thursday. Michelle has also been part of that group. And we're trying to work with associations, daycares, private and public, and to see how we can support Brockton Public Schools, how we can support the parents, how we can tutor students. So Mike has asked that we put together a tutoring program. So job ads will be going out for certified staff who want to tutor the students and their parents. So we're trying to see how we can do it, if it's going to be virtual, if we'll have a place that people can go to. So we're working on that. We'll give you more details later on, but just to let you know, we're still busy. When we think that we can take a break, something else happens and we have to start all over. So, but that's going to be something big as well that we have to work on. And the last thing is what we would like to do is to offer online enrichment classes and workshops for parents for free. So just to give parents a break, I know we're all talking about this virtual world, everything happens online and everything else, but we have people who are interested in helping us out in giving workshops about any topics. Could be health topics, could be bilingualism, whatever. It could be Schoology, could be whatever people decide that they want to give workshops on for parents. So that's something that we'll be working on. As soon as we get a minute, we'll be thinking about that, okay? So, but we just wanted to keep you informed. So that's it in a nutshell, in 2 minutes.
Wow, that is a lot. I mean, Melissa, you, Soraya, everyone in that group there, who is your hairdresser? Because I don't see any gray hair. Seriously,
we hide it well.
With everything that you guys are doing,
can't see everything in the camera.
I mean, you should look like Richard at this point.
Hey, I'm proud of my white hair. Get out of here.
I worked on it too.
Yeah, it only took me till I was 36 to get this white hair. So hey.
I know I keep repeating myself, but I just want to make this point clear. And for those of you that have known me for a long time, you know that I always talk about collaboration and working as a team. We're a team in the Brockton Public Schools. And I think when we need help, we know how to get the help. We know who to contact. And we had people from all over Brockton helping us, calling parents. And it didn't matter what position they had in the Brockton Public Schools. People were staying after school, after work, overtime, calling. So I just appreciate all the work that everyone has put in. And again, I keep saying the same thing. We don't work in silos. We work together. And again, that's what community schools is all about.
That's correct. Well done. Well done.
Okay, congratulations. Congratulations on everything. Okay, so I'll move to, and I'll take 8 and 9 collectively because I'll address that. I met with the superintendent and I sent him a copy of a proposal to create a strategic plan for community schools. I also CC'd Soraya on this. And in that email, I also sent a copy of a projected or a proposed redo of the advisory board, because we talked about this in our last meeting, several meetings ago, actually. And because, you know, we can't get everybody on board to come to these meetings. I mean, this, you know, we should have 22 schools represented here and we do not. And we do not have the people that we should have represented here. So I made a proposal to the superintendent, and he liked the idea and he wants us to run with it. And the reason why I haven't sent you guys a copy yet is because I needed to send it to him. And I also needed to have Soraya take a look at it as well, because this is her and her team make this place go. And, you know, I'm only here because nobody else wanted to be the chairman of the board. So I'm here and try to do as much as I can for community schools. And Paul, you know, we go way back. I've been on community schools since, you know, 99. So it's been a long time, a long history. So we're going to look at, I'm going to send both copies to you, but I really don't want us to take a look at any of that until the first of the year, because you've got enough going on. And I just heard through the grapevine that community schools is going to have to oversee the building of the new wing on the high school, as well as everything else that they're doing. So, because you don't have enough to do. And Melissa's going to be in charge of logistics and trying to get all of the bricks and mortars and build the
carrying them in.
Yeah, you're going to do it. You guys are in charge. So anyway, I wanted to put this together and have you guys look at it, and then hopefully by the time January of 2021 rolls around, we will at least be able to socially distance in a meeting, or possibly have a retreat to really go over this. But I wanted you to take a look at what I sent and what I wrote, because I want your input. Your input is valuable. Soraya is absolutely right. We're a community, we're a collaboration, we work together. We've always done this in community schools ever since then. And it's not like we haven't put together strategic plans. We have, and they've worked in the past. And so because of COVID-19 and that changing the way we do business, we have to come up with a plan. And you know, you're right, Paul. I have dollar signs on my forehead because we need to go after money to make sure that these guys have enough money to get done what needs to be done. Where in Brockton should be sick and tired of putting things piecemeal together. We really need to be in the forefront of getting super grants and everything else, so as to help us with this. And this, when we reinvent the the advisory board, I also had suggested that we put together 3 subcommittees, and I'm going to just briefly tell you what. One is fundraising and capital campaign committee, a finance committee, and strategic plan and sustainability committee. We need to figure out how we're going to sustain everything that we want to do without having our hair turn gray like mine and Paul's. So and to support Soraya and her team and everybody that is here. So that's what I've done. So Nancy, I will probably send you copies of that, and if you could just send it out to everybody on the email list, and you can look at it. I don't want to really do anything with it until after the first of the year. We still have the reopening plan to put together and to get school open, you know. And on one final note, I happened to read over this. I was asked to read over the reopening plan, okay? And I've been asked to read over a whole bunch of reopening plans from across the Commonwealth and from other states. And I got to tell you, it doesn't get any better what you guys and what our team in Brockton has written. I think this is the best opening plan I have read, and I have read probably 50 or 60 opening plans. This is extremely well done. And in fact, I sent an email to the superintendent, and I said, once COVID is over and we get a vaccine, okay, I think you take this reopening plan, you submit it to the Harvard School of Business and have them write a case study, because this is one of the best reopening plans I've seen. I thought New York's opening plan was great, but Brockton's opening plan for the school district is far better than what New York is doing, what Los Angeles is doing, and even in Europe. because I'm a part of an international group that was looking at different cities reopening across Europe. This plan that the Brockton Teachers Union and everybody else and all the rank and file and everybody that I'm looking at wrote this thing. Julianne, you and your crowd, Melissa, you and you guys, Elizabeth, everybody. This is one of the best plans I've ever read. So having said that, so I'll send you the stuff and I'm done. I'm done speaking. That's enough. You don't want to hear from me anymore. Oh, yeah, one last thing. I did mention, sorry, and this is important actually, and I can't believe I almost forgot it. I did send the superintendent a request to sit down with him about the Shaw Center. And in that request, I asked him to sit and meet with myself and Soraya about what we're going to do with the Shaw Center, because the MOU is in. We wrote that MOU, memorandum. Yeah, I know it's easy for me to say. And we should be moving in there, but we need to get it fixed. There's a lot of things that need to happen. So what I would also like to do, once we can get an opportunity to go over there and take a look at it, and then open it up to all of you guys to walk the Shaw Center with us and get your ideas of what should go on over there. This is going to be a big boon for this, because that's where community schools is going to be located. So I need to really push this. So I've accomplished what the superintendent has asked me to. Now this is my new thing that I have to work on. So
can't wait.
So neither can I.
It makes for us to move there. It does make sense. We can use the space for workshops and lots of other things and run functions. So makes sense.
And I'm going to lobby for, once we can open it up for rentals, I'm going to lobby the school district that community schools keep the rental fees and use it for upkeep of the facility, and use it for not individual scholarships, but scholarships for programming. So in other words, Act One, Scene One will get a hit of money. Rise Up will get a hit of money, so that we can lower the cost to our students, so we can get more people involved. Paul, you remember the days where we had 2,000 kids in summer programs, and we were just running around crazy, so we need to get back to that. And so I think the Shaw Center is probably, besides that, they owe it to us. They took our football field, practice field away, and they took away the baseball field and tennis courts and all that other stuff. So they owe it to us.
Right.
You forgot the soccer field. You forgot the soccer field.
Soccer field, right. I'm sorry, Paul.
And when that opens, that's going to have a big impact for us for professional development, Richard and Soraya, because we just don't have places in the district to have it. And I mean, we have hundreds of teachers. So once that happens, it's going to be, life-changing for us.
Yeah. Not only that, Julian, you bring up a great point, but curriculum-wise, the sky's the limit. Curriculum-wise, I was sitting back and thinking, because that's what I did at the university for 31 years. It's curriculum development and writing degrees. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking at, and I'm saying, oh my God, culinary arts and event planning and this and that. And oh my God, all the stuff that we could do over there, would be absolutely amazing. So we'll see. The jury's out.
Good.
Okay, well, so I will send that out to you. So anyway, let's get on to number 10, new business. Does anybody have any new business? Soraya, do you have anything else you want to?
I'm all set, thank you.
I do have something. Remember when we were discussing how to come up with a logo for the community schools? I happened to be at the Portuguese Consulate a few months ago for my passport, and I came across something. and I'm going to show it to you guys. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking of, the blue and the green, put a child, a boy and a girl on each end with their hands or two sets of hands holding the globe up. And where the Portuguese shield is in the middle, come up with some sort of like a school in the middle there, something to do with the community. So because this community, it's the United Nations, this community. So the globe itself, the yellow, would look nice as part of our logo. And then you'd have two children, the blue and the green as a child or a hand. You know what I mean? So when I saw it, I thought that would be a good idea. So I know we came up with a whole bunch of different ideas and nobody was crazy over it. So I thought this would look good as our community schools logo. So something to think about.
Mhm.
I've held on to it.
Okay.
And do a little change. Okay.
Okay.
Do you mind sharing that with me, Paul? I had Jess Hodges, but you know, Jess is doing 1,000 jobs right now.
Mhm.
I had asked her to try to put something together as well. I had asked the students at the high school to do that. We're still struggling with a name. You know,
Right,
we
that
talked
was-
about all kinds of names. Everyone here, if you have a better idea, we haven't come up with a good name, a name that everybody likes, that we all agree on. So if you have any ideas on names, because like we said, we want to encompass the whole city, the whole world, like Paul said, but we want to make sure that we also show what we do, the programs that we offer. So that has been very hard, coming up with a logo and coming up with a name. So help us out.
Sounds good.
Anybody else with new business? Anybody else? No? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
No, well, somebody's got to make the motion.
Oh, make a motion to adjourn.
Paul Branco, and second,
Second.
and Kimberly Williams. Okay? You got that, Nancy?
Got it. Thank you.
Paul and Kimberly. I'm trying to
Fabulous.
adhere to the email that you and I were going back and forth with.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Right. Okay. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks. Thanks to a bunch. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. You guys are just awesome. And I'm glad I'm back with community schools.
Great.
So are we. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate the time you took to be with us.
It was a good meeting. Thank you. Very informative.
Yeah,
Thank you.
incredible. Incredible. I keep saying community schools is a school district within a school district. It's exactly what it is. And you know, Soraya, you were in charge of community schools, which is larger than probably
Most
200 school districts in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, correct.
Think
That is
about that.
correct.
Think about that.
You're
So,
making us feel so much better.
well, you're going to need all the help when you have to build that extra wing onto the high school. And
Oh, yeah.
Melissa's
Full
going to be
lunch.
driving well, I'm going to get Melissa to drive a backhoe.
I love it. I love it.
Please don't talk to Mike. Don't give him any more ideas.
Well, Jimmy Carey is going to give you lessons, Melissa, in driving that backhoe. You got to take
There
a
you
test.
go.
All right.
Oh my
And
God.
Julianne is going to write the manual for it. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, you
All right.
guys be safe. Social distancing, and remember to vote.
That's
All
right.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
forget
you.
to vote.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Take
Thank you
care.
very much.
Bye-bye,
Everyone.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.